Kim Yun-sung is about to get his revenge. When finding out that her son got beaten up, Jung Min-ho's mother slapped Kim Yong-chul and yelled at him for wasting all the money she had spent on him, only to let her son end up like that. "If you want to keep your job, you get me some damn results that I'm satisfied with," she said. After being threatened like that, Kim Yong-chul was freaking out. He went to meet Kim Yun-sung, begging him to plead guilty and reduce the punishment. But Kim Yun-sung wasn't having any of it. He already knew that Kim Yong-chul was threatened. He just told him to make the right choice. After that, Kim Yun-sung just walked into the meeting without even looking back. And then, a little while later, the principal started to judge him in a really stern way. But when it was Kim Yong-chul's turn to speak and tell the story, he was completely shocked by the person standing next to Kim Yun-sung. He was none other than the rich heir of the Mingjin group, Ko Chang-fan, whom they had seen before at an entertainment establishment. Compared to Jung Min-ho's parents, he was on a whole other level in terms of wealth and power. Everyone was curious how he ended up becoming Kim Yun-sung's guardian. But now, there was no time for that. As Kim Yong-chul finally made up his mind and spilled the beans, it was all because Jung Min-ho and some students were bullying other ones at school. They treated Kim Yun-sung as a trial target, which was outrageous. After that, everyone in the room was shocked. The principal looked at Kim Yong-chul in disbelief, asking repeatedly if he had heard correctly. But Kim Yong-chul was sure of himself and began to spill the tea. "Okay, the news anchor had been reporting to me about Park Chul-min and his crew's bullying behavior. I warned them to cut it out. But they didn't listen, and just a few days ago, they targeted this guy, Lee Young-min." That's when Kim Yun-sung stepped up and did the right thing. He couldn't stand to see them picking on that poor kid. "Stop it. What the heck are you doing, man?" But Kim Yun-sung couldn't make any difference. And afterwards, Park Myung-chul called in a few friends to gang up and beat him. Let's put it this way. Who in their right mind would just stand there and take it? Kim Yun-sung defended himself and fought back only when he was attacked. As for Jung Min-ho, he was one of Park Myung-chul's buddies, and only fought back against Kim Yun-sung to avoid getting beaten up further. He might have gone a bit too far. But if we just punish Kim Yun-sung as the victim, and ignore the root cause of this incident, then we're no better than those who turn a blind eye to bullying on our campus. Upon hearing that, the crowd went wild, and even the parents began to chime in. Kim Yun-sung was touched by these words, who had been in the game for over 10 years. But then, the principal stepped in, realizing things were getting out of control. He reminded that the reason they were gathered there was to clarify the fact that 4 students had been sent to the hospital, which was unprecedented in their school's history. He put on a show, trying to look upset and angry. "Well, we don't know for sure if Jung Min-ho was a bully. But what we do know is that Kim Yun-sung got violent. They're both our school's students, and I'm really sorry this kind of thing happened. But we can't just let it slide. We need to hear from Jung Min-ho, too." So, after some thought, the principal looked over at Jung Min-ho's mom. And then Jung Min-ho started to defend himself, putting all the blame on Kim Yun-sung, and saying that he was just minding his own business when he got attacked out of nowhere. He even asked why the teacher was blaming him. He seemed scared and all, but deep down, he was probably feeling pretty good about his acting skills. And, of course, his mom jumped in to support him, turning the meeting into a drama of motherly love and filial piety. After that, Ko Chang-fan couldn't sit still anymore. It seemed like everyone in the room was an experienced actor. Suddenly, a loud noise came from the table. "That was such an amazing show, wasn't it?" He pointed at Jung Min-ho and his mother and shouted, "Are you seriously claiming that you didn't know, or are you just acting like you didn't know that all of this was your doing? You're nothing but demons in disguise." Upon hearing this, the principal angrily rebuked him. "How could you say that to my student?" But Ko Chang-fan fearlessly retorted, "If not demons, should I call them bastards then? I did some digging and found out that their gang not only bullies their classmates, but they also extort money from them. Everyone knows about their behavior in this school, but you've been covering up for them. If you're not an idiot, then you must be taking money from them." The whole room went quiet. But Ko Chang-fan wasn't backing down. He said, "If a bunch of thugs came after you, would you just stand there and take it?" That's when Jung Min-ho's mother got really angry, and started pointing at Ko Chang-fan, asking how he could call her son a thug. She even went as far as to bring up Kim Yun-sung, who she claimed didn't even have parents. Then she asked who he was. Ko Chang-fan just smirked, and threw a business card on the table, telling them that he was Kim Yun-sung's guardian, and the eldest son of the Mingjin group. He explained that Kim Yun-sung was his beloved younger brother, who never caused trouble, and that he was supporting the school's trial against him to ensure his graduation. He was pretty ticked off that the school wasn't living up to his expectations, and said that he'd have to consider his decision again. Now that Min-ho's mother couldn't sit still any longer, she began to question whether Ko Chang-fan was trying to threaten them. But he didn't hold back and angrily retorted, "Look, I'm just saying the truth. As a teacher, shouldn't you be teaching your students about fairness and doing what's right? Why are you punishing a student who stood up for his classmates and did the right thing? And let's not pretend you didn't know about the bullying." that Kim Yun-sung went through. Maybe you didn't care because he's not from a wealthy family. Or maybe because you're taking money from the bully's parents. Well, in any case, I'm not letting this go. I won't hesitate to expose everything about this supposedly top-notch high school to the world. And I won't forget about the people who are backing Jung Min-ho up either. I'm telling you, you'll never be able to come back to this city again. You can take it as a threat if you want. But that's just how justice works. Ko Chang-fan blatant threat made all the teachers present their shiver with fear. Even the principal couldn't help but break out in a cold sweat. Wondering why Kim Yun-sung had gained such a powerful guardian. Compared to Jung Min-ho's parents, the Yumingjin group was on another level. He realized that if he continued to side with Jung Min-ho, he might end up losing everything, including his reputation. So, he made up his mind to completely cut ties with them. Even if it meant becoming a traitor. He even started thinking that, if he could gain the favor of the Yumingjin group. At that moment, the principal completely showed his true colors by accusing Jung Min-ho without any pretense. He didn't even try to hide it as he accused Jung Min-ho. He said when the new semester began, there were rumors of a group of kids bullying others. And if he remembered correctly, the leader of that group was Jung Min-ho. When the shameless old man turned his back on them, Jung Min-ho's mother was livid, and started to curse him. But the principal took it to a whole new level, saying he was just stating the facts. He believed that standout students like Kim Yun-sung must have had a good reason for his actions. And that everyone should listen to him. Kim Yun-sung had probably played this scenario over and over in his head. Wishing someone had listened to him like that in his past life. So he wouldn't have suffered so much. He had told so many teachers about how Park Myung-chul and his gang constantly bully other students. But every time, the teachers just brushed it off, like it's not a big deal. Even when some teachers tried to dig in, they only gave a simple warning, which just made these bullies even more merciless. That's when Kim Yun-sung's gaze became resolute. He admitted that he did indeed beat up Jung Min-ho and the others. But that wasn't the real reason why he was sitting there. He was there, actually, because these people thought he was weak. Just like in his previous life when he was bullied and pushed off the roof. And his case was buried. Since the law has become nothing but a tool for the wealthy, he'll make use of it as much as he can. I want those bullies to be punished right away. Otherwise I'll expose this whole thing. And let the whole world know about messed up this high school is. This school will be a shame to this city for sure. Hearing this, Jung Min-ho's mother got furious again. She didn't want her son to be punished. So she called her husband for help. She hoped that her husband could easily handle the situation. But when her husband heard the name Ko Chang-fan, he erupted in anger on the other end of the phone, warning his wife to come back home immediately. He threatened that if they didn't want their entire family to die without a burial place, then Min-ho should receive the punishment he deserved. At that moment, the mother finally realized how serious the situation was. She didn't say a word and quietly hung up the phone. In the end, Kim Yun-sung was punished with 100 hours of volunteer work, while the 4 students who were involved in the bullying were expelled from the school. When Jung Min-ho heard the final decision, he angrily wanted to seek revenge against Kim Yun-sung. But his mother stopped him, and Kim Yun-sung calmly said, "Kneel down and beg for my forgiveness." Before Min-ho could say anything, his mother told him to do as Kim Yun-sung asked. Jung Min-ho couldn't believe his ears. At that moment, he was plunged into endless confusion, until Kim Yun-sung spoke again. "Do it now, or else you'll regret it." Min-ho's mother told him to kneel down immediately. Hearing this, Min-ho immediately knelt down, and repeatedly begged for forgiveness. It was just like in his previous life when Kim Yun-sung's grandmother knelt before them and apologized. But what Kim Yun-sung said plunged him into complete despair. "You can be praying now. From now on, your future will be filled with pain.